Hey everyone, it's been quite a while since I've done a video and I've got a lot of information. I'm actually going to do 2 videos today, 2 separate topics. You're going to find both of them extremely interesting, exposing more corruption. Anyway, I want to tell you a little bit about what happened on me going to the cities and making it in many newspapers across the state. So CWD, it showed up and the guy had 2 deer, bad deal. We don't like CWD, we want to get it under control. Board of Animal Health had a board meeting. I went down to the meeting and they discussed the possibility of doing a statewide ban. The 5-person board and all the people in the room decided, you know what, we have quarantine power. We've already quarantined the farm that was affected. We've quarantined where he got his deer from. We don't need to do a broad sweeping ban for 30 days and harm family farms. We've quarantined the affected farms. So that was their decision, not to do a 30-day ban, and they govern deer farms, and rightfully so. Deer farms, my deer by state statute, are in fact livestock. They are not wild animals. So about a week later, the DNR has a knee-jerk reaction and they say, we want to help the Board of Animal Health do its investigation. A lot of wordplay, a lot of slippery speech, and we want to help them do their investigation. So we'll do a 30-day ban for them on livestock. Well, they don't have any authority to do that. And I resent them sticking their nose into a different agency's authority. So anyway, I got a sports show in St. Paul. I've signed a contract. I'm supposed to be there, all sorts of other ramifications. I need to be at that show. And I have a closed herd. Haven't brought a deer onto my farm in 12 years. I don't believe in bringing them back and forth on my farm. I have tested 102 deer for CWD. I don't have CWD. So everybody, broad sweeping brush across the state, nobody can move deer. That's a little excessive, a little heavy-handed, quite a bit heavy-handed. So anyway, I called the DNR, no exceptions whatsoever. However, the Board of Animal Health in their discussions, when they talked about the possibility of doing a 30-day ban, they said and acknowledged that, Steve, for someone like you with such high health records and what you've done, we would give you a permit to conduct business under a 30-day ban through the Board of Animal Health. They would allow me to do my shows. However, the DNR does a ban illegally, no exceptions. Their goal isn't to fight CWD, it's to kill family farms, deer farms. They want to kill family farms in Minnesota. Very hostile. So anyway, let's fast forward. I go to the show. On my way there, I called the local warden. Hey, I'm coming. Come give me my $300 ticket. He refused to meet with me. Why did I want to meet with a local warden up here? Because I'm going to go to court, have a jury of my peers, farmers and ranchers surrounding me. Local warden would not write me a ticket. Refused to. Wouldn't come and meet with me. I drive down to the cities. He calls ahead. 2 wardens are waiting for me when I get to the Twin Cities. I get my ticket in Ramsey County. This was a play by the DNR to try to get my court into an area where they have a better chance of winning with their bogus rule. It's a bogus rule. No matter where it's held, the DNR does not have authority over domestic livestock. So a couple days ago, the Senate had a hearing on CWD, and the question came up to the Senate's legal counsel. Listen to what he had to say.
Mr. Chair, it says transportation of wild animals. And if you look in section 17.452, you'll see that the legislature also enacted another provision that said farms surveyed are livestock and are not wild animals for the purpose of game farm, hunting, or wildlife laws. Farm surveying and their products are farm products and livestock for the purpose of financial transactions and collateral. So that first sentence I read, it says they're livestock and are not wild animals. The extent of the DNR's authority is to wild animals, and this says that they're not wild animals.
Senator Johnson.
Well, there you have it. The DNR, according to the Senate's legal counsel, has no authority over farmed deer, livestock, and they did a ban and cost me a lot of money, harmed my business, harmed my kid's business. He had a sports show in Cambridge. I couldn't bring the deer. The DNR didn't just issue a ban. They went above and beyond with their motives to harm and destroy. They called the building manager in St. Paul and said, don't let Steve in. That didn't work. They called the show promoter. Hey, don't let Steve in. They called the Star Tribune. Hey, do a big story. We got a bad guy here. They called the building in Cambridge. Don't let Steve's deer into the building. So it wasn't about fighting CWD, it was about destroying a business. No other law enforcement would call and try to wreck somebody's business. They'd say, hey, you know what, good luck with your business. You could have a $300 fine if you're found guilty. Good luck in court. Carry on. Not the Minnesota DNR. They went above and beyond to harm my business. So anyway, if you guys think it's over, not over yet. What else would the DNR do? Well, the DNR doesn't like the Board of Animal Health. They want to destroy deer farms. That's their mission, is to destroy deer farms. So they fired up their 2 pet bulldogs in St. Paul, Jamie Becker-Finn and Rick Hansen. They fired them up. I have a new piece of legislation that I'm going to put on the board here that's going to affect every pig farmer, every cattle farmer, every livestock producer in the state. And it's coming from 2 people, Democrats, in the heart of the Twin Cities. I don't think they've got an acre of farmland. I don't think they have a beef cow or a pig in their jurisdiction. But they want to change, destroy the Board of Animal Health as it exists, and they want to rebuild it to their liking. Let's look at what they put here. So when you look at this, it says, authored by Becker, Finn, and Hansen. It was introduced into a Committee of Government Operations on 2/11/20. This is in response to me going to a show. And it says, if you read here now, it says the words that you see that are not X'd out or underlined, crossed through, those are original language in the bill as it sits. But when a word like 5, the board has 5 and it's got a line through it, that means take that out. And then the underline means we're going to change it to 10. So it says the board has not 5, but 10 members appointed by the governor. What did they strike out next? With the advice and consent of the Senate. So they want, Jamie Becker-Finn and Rick Hansen, they want a 10-person board appointed by a liberal governor, a Democratic governor, and they don't want any advice from the Senate. No, we don't want to talk to those guys. And it says 3 of whom are producers of livestock in the state and 2 of whom are practicing veterinarians licensed in Minnesota. Strike all of that out. We don't want livestock producers on the board, and we really don't want you to have any veterinary experience, because you guys bring reason, logic, science into the board to affect your decisions, like quarantine power. You guys bring that onto the table. We want to run with emotion. Fear-mongering, that's what we want to do. So what they want to add is that they want one of the board members of the 10 now residing in each of the state's 8 congressional districts and 2 at-large members, so a total of 10. To the extent practical, the governor's appointments must achieve gender balance among the board membership, 5 boys, 5 girls if possible. Members, listen to this part now, very interesting. Members must be knowledgeable in animal agriculture. Well, that sounds good. Animal health, sounds good. Or pets. If they have a cat, they can now sit on the board to govern over cattle farmers and pig farmers and turkey farmers. 8 of these people, if they have a companion animal or a pet, can sit on the board, with at least 2 members who represent the public and are not employed in agriculture, veterinary medicine, the pet industry, or related. So we want 8 people who at least have a cat, and we want 2 of the people to have nothing to do with livestock. This is what we want. So they want to take the board as it sits from 3 livestock producers and 2 veterinarians and replace it with 10 people, 8 of whom at least have a cat. They want them appointed by the governor, liberal, and they don't want the Senate to have any input. And then 2 of the people could be just tree huggers, okay? They don't represent anything in agriculture. You guys, this isn't just about deer farming. After the deer farms are long dead and gone, this board will still be serving, and they'll be able to come at you and say, well, we think global warming's a big deal, and we need more rules and regulations, taxes, and more bad things for cattle producers. Greenhouse effects are terrible, and we're going to lead the way in Minnesota with a new board of animal health. And this is coming from Rick Hansen and Becker Finn. You guys, this is crazy. Let your cattle farmers know. But once you partner with some of these evil Democrats, and I know there are good Democrats too, there are. Once you partner with these evil ones, let it run its course and see where it ends up. This is absurd. Thought you guys would like to know. Thank you.